All right. What is going on, everybody? That's right. It's Thursday night. It is, which means that's right. I am Boxman. This is Wrestling Outlet. And that means right across from me is the lean, the mean machine.
That's right. Voice of Generations, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, yeah. What is going on, man?
I'm still trying to get headphones to fucking connect. We're
Still-
in. It's been fun. It's been a fun couple minutes trying to get technology to work.
Well, we're known for technical difficulties on this show. I mean, it's just kind of what happens. Why do I feel like we are
That's right.
extremely loud? Hold on here. Like in my earphones, I feel like we're extremely loud. All right, let's see if that's any better. That should be a little better. Um, but yeah, man. Yeah, just been I've been binge watching Bruce Willis movies instead of Wesley Snipes this time.
I see.
That's what I that's what I've been doing. Now, you mentioned the Wesley Snipes movie, and I realized you were talking about Armed Response that had Seth Rollins show up in it.
Okay.
Well, it seems like a lot of these small companies like the wrestling women too, because these Bruce Willis movies, I just literally 10 minutes ago watched one called Cosmic Sin, and CJ Perry was in it, Lana, and she was a badass in this movie. And I watched one last night. Fuck, what's the name? Where's my phone? What the fuck was the name of that movie I watched last night with him in it? And it had not Cosmic Sin, Precious Cargo, and
Okay.
it had Tori Wilson in it for a quick scene. Of course, they had her in a bikini.
Well, yes, of course. They didn't bring her on for her acting prowess.
No, no, no. She had like four lines, and that was it. So, but yeah, it was. I've watched that. I guess a lot of these straight to DVD movies were from like what's the company, like 308 Productions or something. But I guess starting in like 2016, he started doing all these straight to streaming movies, and they're not bad. He's basically John McClane in all of them. He's just an old, broke down either cop or these last three I watched, his Cosmic Sin, Apex, and Breach, were all three sci-fi movies.
Okay. Now,
So,
the question becomes, do you think straight to streaming is better or worse than like straight to DVD, VHS? Like how shit
well,
would just magically appear at a blockbuster?
most of these were probably straight to Netflix at the time because I think he had a Netflix deal, Bruce Willis. Um, I know Snipes did back in the day, but because that's where a lot of these movies are off of, a Netflix movie. But he had again, it was like you'll watch these films and you see the beginning, and they're all the same movie studios that produced all the Wesley Snipes are like this, like grind something that produced all his movies. This 308 Productions is all these are Bruce Willis movies, and they're all the same actors. They're all
Of
the
course.
same. Yeah, but like I said, one of them, Tori Wilson, pops up. This one I just watched, Lana was in it, and she was a badass. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
Kind of cool. But that's what I've been doing, binge watching Bruce Willis crappy movies.
Very good.
They're not that bad, I guess. They're not that
I mean,
good.
somebody has to watch these things.
Uh, I got them. I might as well watch them. They're not
Knowing
bad.
how you acquired them makes it even better. It's not like it's like, oh, it's hard earned money.
No, no, no. It's not. They're not that bad, honestly. And the Snipes ones, honestly, are a pretty good watch. I just really wish they would stop trying to make him a cowboy. Uh,
Hmm.
another one where he's this Montana cowboy, and it's like, come on.
So like he got the jump on Beyonce then, huh? He was a cowboy like years before.
Oh shit, man. What about Cowboy Troy? Come on.
Fucking Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish.
She ain't the first. She ain't the first.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even heard the song, to be honest. So I got no comment, no judge, no nothing. I haven't heard
Well,
the
it's a whole album. Was Cowboy Troy the motherfucker from Pee Wee's Playhouse? That's a genuine question. I'm trying to think of who the fuck was the guy.
Cowboy Curtis. Cowboy Curtis,
Cowboy Curtis. Okay.
which was Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep, that was Cowboy Curtis. Cowboy Troy was the rapping cowboy that used to go out with man, he's been out there with all the country guys and Kid Rock, whatever you want to call him.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you. I personally I like some of the guys' music. He's a little overbearing when it comes to his personality, in my opinion. A little overbearing.
I see. Very good.
Yeah. But otherwise, I'd probably have a beer with him.
I mean, I'll have a beer with it. I'll have a beer with anybody. I'm fucking here. Especially if they're paying for the beer.
What's this breaking news? Hold on one sec here. Anything crazy coming out? Anything crazy happening? No. Okay. Nothing we need to worry about is all I wanted to make sure. But yeah, not a ton going on. This is a pretty big weekend in wrestling. We have 2 pay-per-views coming up this weekend with Double or Nothing and Saudi Arabia. We had an interesting Dynamite last night. Fucking blood and flamethrowers. I mean, that's like my 2 memories of Dynamite last night is blood and flamethrowers.
Must see TV.
Well, I do like a flamethrower, but he didn't do nothing with it. He just held it up like he was on the fucking cover of Contra.
Ooh, I like that.
80s video game reference for you, for most of you out there.
I believe that was the game that spawned the original Konami code with the up, down, left, right.
BABA start? I do remember. Shit, I think I still remember the code to Mike Tyson. 0073735963.
I think if you go into, because if you get into the options and then there's a section for passwords and you just type in given, so you can just skip right past it. It's like you won't be fighting. You're not showing up to the belt.
That's wrong.
He was innocent.
Let's see if I had it right. 007 nope. It's 5963. I was right. 007-373-5963. That is a scary fucking thing.
There we go.
That's a scary thing right there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found that code, I swear Tyson beat my ass for like a week straight.
I used to remember, like, back in the day, because Nintendo, the same thing, Genesis, I think maybe Super Nintendo as well, up until probably about PlayStation, where you would beat a level and they'd give you the password. So there would just be like fucking notebooks full of just fucking game passwords.
Oh shit, I didn't have that, but when I did have PlayStation, I did get the when I had the first one and the second one, I had the Game Shark or the Game Genie, which had all that.
PlayStation, I believe, was Game Shark, and then like Nintendo, Sega, and all that shit was Game Genie. Nintendo was Game Genie for sure. I think it might have been exclusive to Nintendo, but I'm not positive.
The Game Shark, that's definitely one I know. But then I used to just start going on Cheat Code Central. Getting cheat codes.
GameWinners.com.
I'm loyal to cheatcc.com.
That was the one I would use because, and then again, fucking old school technology of just like instead of writing it down, just being even extra lazy and printing the shit out.
Someone did just walk behind me, right?
I don't know because I was looking to see if GameWinners.com is still. It is. It's still a website.
Wow, I thought I heard the door close, but
the garage door.
No, okay.
Yeah, okay, I heard that. I heard that.
Okay, now someone is behind me. All right, I thought so. My wife was giving the dogs water, obviously. Tyson
Tell you what, I'm behind you 100%.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I feel that. Let me get against the wall here. Okay.
Well, I meant more so from the emotional support perspective, not so much from the sodomy element. You can
Oh,
come
thank
at
you.
it from a different angle.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's good. That's good. That's good. But yeah, I guess we got a few things we can go ahead and run and jump and get into. Smark, I don't know how much WWE you've watched, but we do have King and Queen of the Ring coming up this weekend. I don't know if you want to talk about that or not. I've got it on the list last if you want to talk about it.
I've been watching left and right, just Raw and SmackDown, NXT, and the fucking Speed Show if they're still doing that. So I'm just all of them. I know Gunther beat Jey Uso, and that's it. No further questions.
Okay. Okay. There you go. All right, left and right, and if
Hmm.
Speed, I'm watching it left and right. I'm even watching Speed if it's still on. I'm not sure. Okay.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. All right. I got.
Fucking main event, Velocity, fucking
Oh,
hanging out with Todd Pettengill.
dude, I watch Velocity. I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit. I used to come home fucked up from the bar and watch Velocity. It was a Friday night, like 1 a.m.
That's usually the best way to watch. I remember like I wasn't drinking. I was just because I was younger at the time, but they'd be like at 2 or 3 in the morning. They would show fucking AAA on like Telemundo. So I just
Mm.
remember like every time like I'd go to Chicago with my family, be in the hotel room, and I wouldn't want to go to bed, so I'd just be watching fucking. And you couldn't watch anything with the volume on because didn't want to wake people up. So just fucking watching, and I wouldn't understood the shit anyway. Watching AAA on Telemundo.
See, we would just leave the bar. We'd go to
Mhm.
back to my house, break out the old bong, do a few bong hits, watching Velocity, and then everybody would get ready and get out of there.
Fucking Tajiri versus Jamie Noble.
There were a few times they just turned it on at the bar because one of the bouncers, Dave, was a huge wrestling fan. So that's where I used to go watch Raw, was at the bar because it was more fun and it was right behind my house. So I would just go sit at the bar for a while, watch Raw. That's when it was
I've
only
never
2 hours.
never done that.
Yeah, well, it was only 2 hours back then, and that was before you had these cable companies would charge, or not the bars would charge you to get in to watch play things. But yeah,
Yeah, I know they're supposed to do like I don't know. I think it's AEW. It might be WWE too, or instead of not sure. Somebody was doing pay per views at fucking Dave and Buster's,
Mm.
which is just like that seems like kind of the ultimate just sadness. Just as a single person, like on a Sunday night by yourself, going to Dave and Buster's to watch wrestling. Like I would do it, but it still just sounds sad.
I'm not gonna lie. I do like some Dave and Buster's. I still like going around playing video games.
Oh, absolutely. The video game aspect of it is more
At
than fine, but like,
my age, yes,
just,
still.
mm-hmm.
Now, I'd never be able to sit and watch a pay per view at Dave and Buster's. I would be grabbing a beer, going to play games. I'd still like video games. I'm a 48-year-old kid, man. What can I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
My kids love it.
Well, I'm saying the video games part
Hmm.
isn't so much the problem as much as it is just like imagine like an adult man going to a Dave and Buster's and just like trying to chat up a waitress and it's just like, hey, that's Darby Allen over there. So can I get your number? See, the Young Bucks are doing this character where they pretend to be the evil ownership because they got into a feud with CM. But where are you going?
I'm thinking of the meme with the guy with his arm around the girl yelling in her face, and she just looks totally uninterested.
Or was that like Liv Morgan or something where they were at like an NBA game with an executive and they were like talking to him and they were just like really passionate and you just saw them like look, the female in the picture just fucking looking as far off in the distance as humanly possible.
There's one of like Ty Mello and Jonathan Silver, but I think you might have the other one. There's a bunch of them.
That could be it.
I got the one in the girl with the giant boobs and the guy in the sunglasses indoors yelling in her face.
Mm-hmm. My other favorite one is like somebody made a collage of just like all of the photos of Sasha Banks at an airport at like 2 a.m, being like taking pictures with fans and just looking like she's dead inside. That's my absolute favorite.
It's 2 in the fucking morning. I mean, and I'm sorry, dude. I got a little problem with people that sit there at airports waiting for these people to get off the plane at 2 in the fucking morning.
I like to this day, I don't know where the fuck you find this information. Like it's not online, and like I would never do it because there's people that show up at like the airports, and there's people who. And this is less. It's far less of a deal this way, but there's also people that show up at like the stadiums like early, and they know the little back lot, and they just hang out there.
That's okay. I don't.
Yeah, that's fine because they gotta fucking come in anyway, and it's not like you can actually reach them. You just yell their name, and they might turn around and wave, or they might not. Whatever.
Yeah, I just think going to their hotels and going to the airport is it's a little creepy. I mean, and a little, I don't know, it's just a little excessive. And you know what? There's certain times. I mean, if you're going for a 3 o'clock in the afternoon flight, I wouldn't be as offended as a 2 a.m. How the fuck do you think you would be at 2 a.m. getting off a flight? I'm going to say a little groggy and cranky.
Sure. Well, I mean, the 2 a.m. part, I'm not sure that's actually what happened. But there's like all these photos of like fans just like bothering Sasha Banks at an inappropriate time, and her just like looking like she wants to rip them apart, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely flying red eyes. They're definitely taking late flights. They probably actually get less exposure that way. So they're definitely taking those late flights. But I mean, I don't know, man. I just, there's time and place, man. I say that a lot. Time and place.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't blame her for being bitchy when you jump at it. You're in an airport at fucking 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and they complain. Oh, and then the fucking fan goes online like, she was so rude to me. Well, motherfucker, you were rude first. How's that? Just being there.
And like the fact that she still wanted to give me an autograph, and she asked for her name, and I refused to give it to her because I was going to sell it on eBay later. There was no reason to be rude.
Yeah, that's the other thing is people are selling this shit on eBay. Exactly, Smart. So it's like even worse. Whatever, man. Whatever. I don't do it. You don't do it. So I guess it's not that big of a deal, But all right, I guess we'll get into a few things. Mark, I did post them in here. So let's go ahead and start with the first thing here. I'm going to go to now. Smart, did you see this picture? This new picture of The Rock in this new movie, this UFC biopic, The Smashing Machine, all about Mark Kerr?
I have not.
You did not. Well, I guess what I can do then is hit this present and share my screen, and we can share that photo. All right, there we go.
And through the magic of technology, here we are.
You got it? You see it? You see it? You see it?
It's up there.
It's up there. Is it? Is it? All right, hold on. Let me move my tabs here because my screen is way off. There we go. There it is exactly. Yeah, this is the one of the first picks from the UFC biopic, The Smashing Machine. And man, a lot of the captions were The Rock looks unrecognizable, and I'll tell you, he sure does. Hold on. Oh, look. There we go. Let me get that picture a little better for everybody here online. There we go. We'll move it up a little bit. That is what The Rock is looking like in this new Mark Kerr movie.
That's wild.
I don't know if that's a lot of prosthetic makeup or what it is, but that ain't The Rock's face in that picture.
No.
No.
Actually, kind of looks like Ken Shamrock.
A little bit like Ken and Tito Ortiz had a weird child. But yeah, this is the first picture that we're getting from the movie. And I'll tell you the truth, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like it's going to be a bad movie at all. I think it's going to be a pretty good movie. I don't know how much it gets into the fact that one of his dreams was to be a WWF star. That was really what got him into wrestling in the beginning. And then he got into mixed martial arts and became the fucking massive star that he was. But I don't know. This is something I'm definitely going to want to check out. I definitely want to see this, especially after seeing this pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And do you know anything about Mark Kerr?
I mean, a little bit. Like, he's not as synonymous with me as like some of the other ones that were out like at that time, like the older UFC guys, the fucking like Boss Root and people like that.
Yeah, he was a little before them, started going through some personal things, then got back into the fighting again, so he was back out there again. But it's pretty cool they're doing a whole biopic on this guy, someone who I think deserves it.
Right on.
So Rock's in this movie with Emily Blunt.
Man, I love her. She's the best.
Oh, I could just use a blunt right now. That'd be great.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was an amateur wrestler, like I said. He went over to the UFC, and then I'm sure we'll see. I think it's kind of cool. They're making all these biopics and things about these guys, like these like the Von Erichs, Mark Kerr, a lot of these guys that have had some tough stories and tough things going on in their life, and it seems like their stories are finally being made.
Yeah, that's nice. I still haven't seen the Iron Claw. I want to watch it. What I need to do more than anything is like to sort of read up and to refresh myself on some of the things that I know about them, just for the sake of it. I like to actually have the actual information first, because it seems like it's just the way that it happens with the biopics, that there's always shit that they either omit or fabricate, or just the timeline gets all wonky. So it's like it's always nice to go in there with like at least somewhat of a cursory knowledge of the subject first before you watch the biopic.
Well, artistic liberties, smart,
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm with you. You're right. They do. They leave a lot out. They change a lot. Some of it's bullshit. But I'll be wanting to see this one. But the Iron Claw, shit. I have it. I haven't watched it. Want to watch it right now? Let's just say fuck the show and watch the movie instead.
just watch it on the show. The fucking full on piracy. Like, all right, full screen that bitch. We'll talk about We'll just occasionally say something and it'll technically count as a watchable.
Just make this bitch private and let's fucking do this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I could. But yeah, that's this should be good. And I mean, just that picture right there was like, wow, this movie is going to be fucking probably pretty good if they've got The Rock, made up like that. So, we will check that out. At least I will eventually when it comes out. I'm not good at I'm not good at watching movies when they come out. I'm much better at watching them like a year later when no one's talking about them.
Yeah, that is the thing too. Is like it's hard now, just in general, with the streaming, because everybody gets to shit on their own time. But usually, you got about a month or two when something first comes out. That's the grace period, and then otherwise nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, and now it's just you like you said, you can watch whatever whenever, and it's better, obviously, but anyway, let's talk about Eddie Kingston. We had talked a little bit about Eddie Kingston last week. Smark, he is injured. He did get a broken leg from that very, very, very genius move he did in New Japan. Well, he didn't just break his leg, folks. Whoops, I accidentally clicked an ad. He didn't just break his legs. Turns out he's also got tears to his ACL and his meniscus in his knee. So he's really fucked up. Now, they're in this article from Wrestling Inc., they're kind of claiming that, it's got a little bit to do with the attack he suffered from the Bucks. No, this was all from the dumbass thing he did with his fucking legs hitting the fucking guardrail. Bad part is, I think that was, from what I've heard and read, that was a planned spot. He had planned to hit the guardrail, just not as hard as he did. That makes it even dumber, dude.
I mean,
what the fuck does that mean?
It's not even me like trying to defend one of my favorite wrestlers. It's just more than anything, I'm just sick of like people online specifically just being like, well, was it worth it? Should they have taken this spot? Should they have done that move? They're fucking professionals. Like it's their job. They went to school for this for fucking years. They've wrestled for years. Anybody that you see on, AEW, WWE, even most indie wrestlers, if you've heard of them, it's probably because they've been out there for a couple years anyways. So it's like they know the risk, they know what can happen, and it's their body. It's like I don't see the need to get up in arms. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just talking about people in general on Twitter, on YouTube, on whatever show, getting all up in arms about they shouldn't do this move, shouldn't do that move. It's fucking their bodies. Like you could pretend that you could be fake concerned all you want to be, but it's like you don't have to fucking go to bed or wake up with the aches and pains that they have. So it's not that big of a deal. I had another point too, but I got derailed.
Okay, well, if you think of it, blurt it out, please.
Perhaps.
No, I mean, I get where you're coming from, and yeah, I do see people losing their fucking shit over this. How do you do this spot? How does Tony? And it all comes back to how does Tony let this shit happen? Is Tony Khan a fucking leash? Is he around these guys 24 fucking 7? I literally heard someone, how does Tony Khan let shit like this happen? This was in fucking New Japan, thousands of miles away from where Tony Khan was.
I mean, I think what they're saying about that is like they should Tony Khan let his contracted talent appear on other shows. But the problem with that is you set a precedent there. That becomes a slippery slope. Is like if you start not allowing your people on their shows, they stop allowing their people on your shows, and then that becomes a problem because they have the Forbidden Door, they have the partnership with New Japan. You have people from Stardom, which is owned by New Japan, showing up from time to time. So like it's kind of worth the risk. It's a calculated risk, but I mean you don't have people that are like, with the exception of like I guess maybe Jon Moxley, you don't have people that are crucial to the weekly, comings and goings of AEW showing up on New Japan. Like you don't have like Swerve's not on there. He might be doing independent shows every now and again, but you know what I mean. The people that are in the big storylines aren't typically showing up on the other shows at
the moment. You're right. You're right. They're not. But I mean, I hate to tell you, but this is exactly what a real 1099 employee can do. An actual general contractor can go and do work and make money somewhere else while they're working for you. I mean, there's a whole thing right now about general contractors and 1099 employees right now that if for non-competes, that whole thing could bleed into wrestling on this non-compete. There's a whole bill out there for it that I think got approved that non-competes are basically bullshit. So there's going to be some changes, I guarantee it. But I don't know, man. I have no problem with them being able to work in other places. Every now and then WWE lets it happen. I mean, Shinsuke was able to go over and work with Muta. Oh my God, what if Shinsuke got hurt during that? Oh, how does Vince allow this? Is that what we would have heard? How does Triple H allow this?
No, Shayna Baszler was on the Bloodsport show for WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah. Whoa. What if she got hurt? Oh my Lord. How does Triple H allow this? No one would have said that. No one would have said that. It would have been, oh, I hope she's okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. But yeah, he will be out for a while, obviously being replaced by Darby Allin and his flamethrower.
It would be great if, like, I think we started talking about this last week. If Darby Allin literally just replaced him, like instead of like the golf clothes, he came out in, like a fucking tank top and some Timberlands.
It would work.
Got a fucking backwards New York Yankee hat on, just fucking full on embracing his inner Eddie Kingston.
Just came out there. The fuck going on, guys?
I'm scared of intimacy, partner.
Fucking knee hurts. Ow. Ooh, ow. Okay.
I want homicide, return my calls.
Hit me up, partner. All right. Congratulations to Angelo Parker and Ruby Soho. They actually got married over last weekend, folks. That's right. That's right. They posted it. Actually, Angelo posted it on his Instagram, and it says Mr. and Miss Parker. And he said, "We did it, je t'aime," which I believe means I love you in French. And there you go. They are now married. Obviously, she is pregnant anyway. So I guess they wanted to get that part of it done. And hey, Miss Parker. So,
That's much different, Miss Parker. Although I wouldn't mind a shot for shot recreation of that.
Nah, she could do a recreation for me. I'd be fine with it. But hey, congratulations to them, man. They had a lot of pictures they posted on the old Instagram, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, man, they people are literally questioning if this story is true. Might want to stop with that. They're actually married now.
Well, I mean, do we see a marriage license? I mean, anybody can buy a fucking wedding dress from a pawn shop, or fucking Ross's dress for less.
Yeah, they could, I guess.
I mean, I want to fucking see the Reverend, or if, like, the Elvis impersonator that's marrying them, if that's how they chose to go about it. I need certifications.
I thought about doing that in my wedding. My wife, I thought she was going to kill me.
Need footage from the honeymoon as well, just for verification purposes.
I never had a honeymoon, but I was definitely going to get an Elvis impersonator to marry us, and she was not.
Oh, not yours. I was talking about theirs. I didn't want to put it out there. Like, no, I need to see video proof of you fucking. Like, no. We're good.
No, I'm just saying.
With all due respect.
I'm just saying. You said the Elvis impersonator. That reminded me. I actually tried to do that at my wedding.
I had a friend just unsolicited show me a video of him like getting blown, and I was like, I don't approve of this, because I knew the person. Like, it wasn't even just like I hooked up with this random girl. It was like he was showing me him and his girlfriend, who had been his girlfriend for months, and I was just like, why do I need to see this?
Dude, I don't need to look at your dicks. Can we stop?
Yeah.
Please? I'm begging you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, shit. Well, folks.
So it's like a really weird brag. It's like, yeah, you've been in a relationship for like 7 months. I would hope that you're fucking.
Or at least getting a blowjob.
Yes.
Nice.
Spending some time at the farmer's market, if not anything.
Oh. The farmer's market.
There's that what fucking, I don't know. That's what couples do. They go to the farmer's market. They fucking go to the museum and pretend to know things about art.
Go on farmersonly.com.
Ooh, yes, of course.
Of course. That's the good one. That's the good site.
I kind of want to make a profile now and just like put it in explicitly that like I'm trying to fuck horses and see how long it takes before he ban me.
I don't think it's that.
It's like, oh, I greatly misunderstood what this website.
I think you got it a little mixed up here.
It's like, oops, my bad. Misunderstanding. Your commercial was deceptive.
Is this the wrong website I'm on here? Oh, shit. Well, folks, if you've been waiting for WWE to return to Japan,
I have the same problem with Plenty of Fish, by the
way. If you're waiting for WWE to go back to Japan, folks, wait no longer, because they are going back in July. They'll be back there on July 25th, 26th, and 27th. They've got 3 shows set up to go there. July 25th, they're going to be in the Edion Arena in Osaka. And for the next 2 shows on the 26th and 27th, they're going to be at the Ryogoku Arena in Tokyo. So if you were waiting, if you wanted to see them in Japan, now's your chance, folks. You have 3 nights to do it.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Of course, they don't tell you if this is Thursday, July 25th, United States time or Japan time, but I'm joking.
I mean, I would imagine it'd be Japan time. That'd be
no,
wild.
I'd fuck with people. I would make it U.S. time.
Like, look, you
Yeah.
bought the tickets in America. It's an American showtime. You have to
Yeah.
adjust.
But there you go. But you can go ahead. Pre-sale is already. If you want to go ahead and check that out, I'm reading this right off of WWE's website, so you can go there and just type in Japan and enjoy yourself.
I'm just picturing the fucking asshole that shows up to Raw in the fucking green shirt and sits up front all the time, just like he's wearing a kimono this time, but it's a fucking lime green kimono.
Lime green right up front, T-shirt on underneath it.
You should start doing that. Show up to there. You just show up. I would pay fucking top down, not the wrestler, but the phrase, to see him in the fucking Saudi Arabia show. Just him and a bunch of sheiks just fucking hanging out. Hopefully, I mean, I'm not going to say that. I hope they behead him. That's a bit much, but I mean, the thought's out there now.
I think he's like one of the road guys' kids or something, and he somehow, I don't know, man, but he's at every fucking show everywhere they fucking go. And he's at AEW shows too, so I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. He's got a lot of money because he's always front row, right there in that seat. Either got a lot of money or everyone just fucking, he knows a lot of people, which could be which also could be what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
No, who knows? But hey, lucky him.
Fuck that guy. If it was up to me, he would be replaced by the piss shit milk guy. That's who we need at the front row.
I'm not even sure if that guy's alive.
I hope he's still alive. I have fucking long lobbied for the idea of getting him on the show. It's just the only drawback to that is I don't want him knowing either of our personal information.
Well, he did leave me that one birthday video.
That guy rules.
On my birthday. He did leave me that one day. I played it on the show.
I've said this a billion times and I'll say it a billion more. My favorite thing about him is like he leaves these long, drawn out, like fucking manifestos about how he's going to be a wrestler and how he's going to like marry AJ or whoever the fucking diva of choice is for that week. And then just at the end of all of these, like fucking batshit insane tweets, he always puts hashtag Ghostbusters3, which is my favorite part. It's like not only is he going to be a wrestler, not only is he going to like blow himself up at the Performance Center, he's also going to be in fucking Ghostbusters 3, just chilling with Bill Murray.
Well, we're on like the 6th Ghostbusters at this point, so I don't know.
No, that's true. I mean, it would be better. I would rather watch him than the all-female Ghostbusters. Give me piss shit milk guy over like Kate McKinnon.
I think they just had one come out. Like, what was it? Afterlife, I think, or one of them just came out like recently.
Yeah, they did. I don't remember what it was called, but yeah, Bill Murray's in it.
Hold on here. I can get this very quickly. Actually, I can get this. We do this. We go here. We go to movie collections. We hit the G. We go to Ghostbusters. Let's see. Yeah, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire came out in 2024. We had the first one, the second one, 1984, 1989, and then 2021, we had the Afterlife one, and then just this year, we had the Frozen Empire. And I do not have the all-women one.
That's a race from his time.
Yeah. My dog, my old dog does not like the puppy in case you hear him barking.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
Nah, he's old. He's old and not liking the little man, but he'll get used. He did this when we brought in the other dog too. He just didn't like her much. Now they snuggle, so he'll be snuggling before you know it. Oh. So, folks, we've been praising, both me and you, Smark. I've been praising Toni Storm's work as the character she's been doing, which she's gotten from a lot of the old school, old-timey wrestlers. One of those is Wendi Richter. And she's been dropping her name in a few of the media scrums that she's done, Toni Storm has. But according to Fightful and Fightful Select and Sean Ross Sapp, she is under a WWE Legends deal. So the likelihood of her showing up in AEW to do anything is pretty much slim to none. However, she could get permission to do something. Rob Van Dam said he's actually had permission to do things. No one knows if he's under a Legends deal, but RVD has gotten permission to do some things from WWE, so she could get some permission if she wanted to try to go to AEW and further that storyline.
Hopefully. I mean, there's got to be somebody out there that was like around original time, like back in the day. I mean, the fact they only use like a handful of women anyway, so that's sort of slim pickings. But there's got to be somebody that can do that.
Yeah, I guess they could find. Every time I stop talking, they stop barking, and then I start talking, and they start barking.
Of course.
Okay, they've stopped now. Okay, we're good. God damn it! Nah. So I don't know. So I think it would be good. You're right. There should be someone they can bring in. I'm not even quite sure who they could bring in right now. She would be probably one of the best ones to bring in, though. She probably would be at this point. At this point, WWE's got all of them pretty much under probably a Legends deal. So they're going to be slim pickings on who they can bring in.
I'm trying to think. There's a couple of people. There's somebody I'm thinking of, but until I can remember their name, I'm not going to say anything.
Moolah?
No, that I would be fucking seriously surprised if she showed up.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, yeah, very. Linda,
I mean, they could probably do something about like Linda McMahon.
Bring in Linda McMahon. That's what I would do.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Actually, fucking play the WrestleMania theme song. She's in the wheelchair still for some reason.
Yes, catatonic, exactly. Now you got it. Now you're talking. I'm liking it smart.
That would be amazing if that would never happen, but just the idea of like they tease like some kind of angle where it's like, oh, the contract says McMahon, and then everybody's expecting Shane to show up, and fucking Linda McMahon shows up just looking as dead-eyed as ever.
I would love if Shane showed up in AEW.
Fucking jumped off something.
I would absolutely love it. I'm a Shane fan. I like Shane. I always have. I thought he was pretty good. He didn't have to go out there and do all the crazy shit that he did, but he went out and did it. Probably a lot of us will never forget that King of the Ring match with him and fucking Kurt Angle, where he got dropped on his fucking head and still fucking kept going. Actually, you see him telling Kurt Angle to do it again. That you got to respect him for that at minimum. Then they went through the wrong fucking glass, which was even worse. So they both got cut up from it. Shane had a shirt on, luckily. Angle didn't.
Right.
But I think my daughter is doing laps in the hallway.
Oh no. Yes, I'm thinking you got fucking okay. So Wendy Richter's a no go, but you got like
back and forth. But it shakes the whole house.
Looking at.
No, go please.
Oh no,
you're actually talking about our topic. Please do.
It's rare. It's rare. Good. But I'm looking over here, and like I was looking at the list of like former the original run WWF Women's Champions, and like you've got a couple of different options. And I was like, I did before you asked. I did verify that all these people are still alive according to Wikipedia. Velvet McIntyre's there. You got fucking Rockin' Robin. You got Leilani Kai. You've got some options.
Rockin' Robin. I'm not sure what she's looking like now, but yeah, you could. That'd be a good one. Well, okay. You named 3. Are there any more?
I mean, well, it's actually because if you just go through, I'll just read you from the beginning because it started in 56. You got Moolah, that's not happening. And then there's a bunch of house show run people. But it's mainly just Moolah winning it off of different people on house shows. So then you got Wendy Richter, we already talked about that, Leilani Kai, Moolah. You got Sensational Sherry, that's obviously not happening. Deactivated 1990. And then you start running into, you got Alondra Blaze, you got Bull Nakano, Bertha Faye, I don't know if she's still around. But then it was vacated. So it goes from 90, it was vacated in 90, brought back 93. and then it goes till 95, and then you don't have another person until Jacqueline 98.
See, Medusa would be a good one, but I think she's under a Legends too, and I know she's got her monster truck driving still. So
I think she is. She inducted Bull Nakano, so I would venture to guess that she is.
yeah, and like I said, she's got the monster truck thing going now, and that must be a blast for her to be out there doing that shit.
Mm-hmm. And it's pretty amazing, though. And like we all know that was bullshit and a sham and a lie and all that shit anyway. But the funny part, they're talking about like, the company likes to portray themselves now that they care so much about women's wrestling. But you just look back at the history, and it was like they deactivated the women's belt numerous times and for like several years in between. And it's just like, yep, you guys were always doing a great job.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's how they are, man. They just love the women, obviously. So
how great would it have been Triple H like comes into power? This is his first action is just to deactivate the women's belt.
Yeah, just deactivate that motherfucker. Take it right offline. That
undoing a mistake.
We don't need them.
We bought Shimmer. They're gonna wrestle there.
Well, speaking of someone else not being used, Danhausen, folks, always popular when he comes out there. A crowd. Smark is sad. He's a crowd favorite. They pop every time he comes out. That crowd fucking lights the fuck up. And for some reason, he's not being used. And he's not the only one. It seems like Tony Khan has his favorites, and he's been just playing with his favorites lately. And Danhausen has put out a couple of tweets. One of them, the first one he put out basically was him holding up a sign. Did you forget about me, Tony? The next one he put out was a picture of himself, and it says, I answer to no one. I belong nowhere. I believe in nothing except myself. He's been putting out these cryptic tweets for this week, basically. He's been doing it, but everyone, of course, is speculating what's going on. Could he be on the outs with the AE dub? Could he? But here's the problem. WWE does not want a guy like this. They don't need a guy like this. They've got enough comedy guys. Mm-hmm. So only choice he's got is TNA or back to the fucking indie circuit. I don't know, man. I mean, the last time we saw him, I believe, was November. Yeah, on the Thanksgiving special, they said he was there. And everyone was saying he's ready to come back. He's almost ready, almost ready, almost ready. He should be ready by now. But I mean, this guy is a serious crowd favorite. Every time he's out there, the crowd is all into everything he does. Why is he not being used? He has no clue. Ricky Starks has no clue why he's not being used. Why does Tony have all this fucking talent being wasted on more than one show, Smark? I think Smark locked up for a second there. He did. I was wondering why he hadn't chimed in yet. So yeah, he did. He did. Smark locked up for a second. We'll hopefully get him back because he runs this StreamYard. Now I know you guys can still hear me on Mixler, which is just fine. Really wish I could just take a second and tell my daughter to stop running up and down the hallway, but doesn't seem like she wants to. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my phone in front of me here in case Smark messages me, but we'll get him back hopefully in just a second here. I'm not gonna go anywhere and see if that does anything. So, but yeah. Yeah, we finally completely lost Smark now, but it looks like I may still be on YouTube. I'm not 100% sure, but Smark's got the link. I don't know how I'll get him back in, but we'll figure it out in just a minute. Meanwhile, I think it's pretty crappy that he's not using this this guy. Danhausen. Danhausen, like I said, he's a huge crowd favorite. Every time he's out there, the crowd just lights up for him. And it's pretty ridiculous that he's not, that can't find somehow or some way to use this guy. I mean, there's plenty. Just stick him in with Orange Cassidy, who's kind of floundering right now on this stupid, horrible feud with Trent Beretta. No one cares. No one cares about Trent. I'm sorry. No one cares about Trent Beretta. No one. So I don't know. I think you could stick him back with Orange Cassidy. I think you could put him with a couple of different things going on right now, and Danhausen would be just fine doing all of it. So I guess everyone's just gonna have to we're just gonna have to wait and see. But I hope he's not on the outs with the company. I really do. I hope he stays, because I like seeing him out there as much as a lot of other people do. I know he's got his haters and people that don't care for him, but that's anyone out there. You got people that don't care for him. So I hope Danhausen stays with the company. I hope they find something for him to do. I know he's ready to go because he had the GCW world title a while ago before he lost it. But when he lost it, everyone was hoping that he was coming back to AEW, but we haven't seen him. And, I know it's tough to work people back in after they've been out for a while, but someone like this, who the crowd absolutely is in love with, is definitely someone they should get back on TV. Smark is restarting his computer, so we'll just hang here for a minute, and I'm just going to keep going. So when we get Smark back, we'll talk about, we'll go back to Danhausen again when Smark comes back. And really, folks, we don't have much more tonight anyway. We have this. We're going to do some predictions. We'll work the AEW Double or Nothing predictions. Probably work Dynamite in with that, like we usually do when there's a pay-per-view. It's always easier for us. So we'll do that. But, we've been talking a little bit about Darby Allin tonight. And Darby Allin obviously was partnered up with Sting. And when Sting retired a few months ago, we all watched it back, happened just a couple of months ago, back in, I believe, March. And we saw his two sons come out there. Sting, we saw his two kids come out there. His son, Garrett, was Surfer Sting. He came out as Surfer Sting, and his son Steven played Wolfpack Sting in the black and red. And it seems like Steve was kind of bit by the old wrestling bug there, and especially coming out and performing in front of the people was really something that he was definitely loving about being out there. So according to this article here, straight from Wrestling Inc. and Fightful Select is reporting Steve Borden is currently training with Darby Allin for a possible career in professional wrestling. Darby revealed this information in an interview set to be released today. So if there was I don't know where it was for, but it was set to be released today. Let me just let Smark know that I got his message, guys. If you don't mind giving me 1 sec. And then we'll jump right back into this. Just thank you for that. But I really want Smark to come back because I want to hear what his reaction to Steve Borden, Sting's son, training with Darby Allin. I kind of want to hear his reaction to that. I think it's cool that his son, I don't know how old his son is. If I type in Steve Borden Jr., there we go. Let's see, Steve Borden Jr. age. There we go. A lot of people have been looking it up, I'm assuming. We are looking at, let's see. All right, ex-Chief Rookies Camp, Stephen Borden, U.S. Athletics. All right, we've got a height and a weight here and stuff like that. Hopefully, that's definitely him. That is definitely him. Trying to see if we can get a birthday here. All right, I'm not sure how old he is. I'm not sure how old he is, but I guess we'll just have to see what happens here. Um, his stats are pretty good. Wow. Didn't realize he actually went to school right here, just a few miles away from me in Kilgore. And he went to Waxahachie High School. That's not far either, but Kilgore is right here, right down the road from me. Um, so there you go. Norab, whose birthday is it? It's not mine. Not mine at all. Norab, see if you can see how old Steve Borden's son is. While you're in here, my man, I'd appreciate that. But yeah. Now I'm just trying to figure out how we can. Smart should be coming back in a minute, hopefully. But honestly, folks, I don't really have much more news wise, which is why I'm kind of just kind of rambling on a little bit here. But Noe, my man, what is going on, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, I'm rambling a little bit because I don't really have any more news, folks. I figured we would talk a little Double or Nothing. Figured we talk a little Dynamite. I figured we talk a little King and Queen of the Ring, and I figured we would get out of here after that. But like I said, hopefully Smart comes on back in, and we can go ahead and talk about all that stuff really quickly, and from there. But I guess we can talk a little bit about. I guess I can get into a little bit of Dynamite while we're waiting for Smart to come back. I just keep looking at my phone, seeing if he's messaging me here. I don't know if I have to accept him back or what happens here, but Dynamite, really, I was expecting a little bit better of a show, to be honest with you. It was the go-home show. They did further the storylines like they were supposed to. Just didn't think it was an excellent show. I thought it was a decent show. I thought there were some cool things. We had the we had Adam Copeland go brood and drop the blood. Okay, he's in his early 30s. Thank you, Norab. We had Adam Copeland drop the blood on Malachi Black, which we've seen done before, but whatever. Everyone's like, they stole it from this one. They stole it from that. Who gives a fuck? Stop it, folks. Stop it. No one cares. Everything is stolen from somebody. Everything. Nothing's new anymore. Yep, Saudi SmackDown is tomorrow. You got that right, Norab. We're going to talk about King and Queen of the Ring, so we can definitely get into that a little bit. Which they're going to be furthering some matches tomorrow night too on SmackDown. But we had the show last night. Like I said, it wasn't amazing. I just do not care. For the first match on this card last night, folks, for Dynamite, it was Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay versus Roderick Strong and Trent Beretta. Now, if you were trying to make me care less about a storyline, just throw Roderick Strong into it. You can do that. That's what they did to me here. Uh-oh, folks, I got to sneeze. Excuse me. I got to the button in time. I have not talked about Conan or Mark Henry. I know Mark Henry's contract is expiring at the end of this month, and I don't think he's going to go anywhere, to be honest with you. Oh, excuse me, folks. You get something to drink from that one. Anyway, my beer is gone. All right. Y'all gonna have to deal with me for a minute. I'm grabbing another one. Cracking that bad boy open. There we go. Okay. So, and thank you, Noe. So yeah, you really could not have made me care any less about a storyline, and then you throw Roderick Strong into the storyline. I mean, I like Ospreay, I like Orange Cassidy, but this is not what I give a shit about. This is not what I give a shit about. I'm sorry, folks. I just don't. Don Callis on commentary can't make this match any better and didn't. It wasn't that it's a bad match. You put the two guys I could not give two shits more about with Roderick Strong and Trent Beretta. I would have rather have done laundry than sit there and deal with this match. I just my opinion, folks. I'm sorry, but I don't know. And I know these backstage segments with the Elite are purposely trying to annoy us. They're succeeding in annoying us. If they're wondering why their ratings are going down a little bit, I might want to blame a little bit on the fact that there's too much Elite on the show. Why don't we cut back on that a little bit? Seems like they're just having a lot more long matches for no reason to kill time. And they literally could do shorter matches and have more people on their shows, like a Ricky Starks, like a Danhausen. You know, those guys that are literally ready to go to work, want to work, you're just not putting them on your fucking show. So, and we've got the man Smart back.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, good, very good. The fucking internet, not the internet, the computer, just straight up fucking full of shit.
Hope it doesn't smell too bad in there.
There's fucking floppy disks everywhere. It's a real disaster.
Though, you know, those sloppy floppies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mark, I'm glad you came back. We were when I went on, but I did tell everyone when you came back I wanted to go back to both these subjects. Number one, I was talking about the Danhausen thing. I don't know if you had anything to say about that. I didn't realize you were locked up for a while, so I rambled on for a few minutes.
Oh yeah, no, sorry about that. I didn't leave you hanging. As far as that goes, like,
no, you're good, my man.
You said options are limited. Basically, it's independent wrestling or it's TNA. It's probably going to be TNA, but I think the only other thing is just like maybe let this be a lesson that you could only get so far on a character. Like at some point, especially if you're in a company that values having good matches, you might need to start having those. Because that was the problem. Is like, okay, yeah, I never really liked him. I thought the character was like lame, and I know it's supposed to be kind of corny and cheesy, but just it was in a way that didn't resonate with me that I didn't particularly enjoy. And then like outside of that, the character, like everyone loved the character. There's a lot of people who's really over. People had the T-shirts and all that kind of shit. But at the same time, you have to do something at some point. Like that's the difference between like him and say Orange Cassidy or like Tony Storm. Like they have good characters, but they're also very competent wrestlers. They can actually get in there and do shit. Bless him because he made it a long way, but after a while, you start getting into the territory of like a Marco Stunt was there for a minute. It was like he had a good, he had buzz for himself, but after a while, the rubber has to meet the road, and it just didn't quite happen.
Yeah, and I get where you're going here, and I really see what you're saying by a character can only get you so far. As far as there's nowhere to go, he's either a heel or a babyface, but there's not too much evolution to a character like he has. And you're right. You can just kind of go either, all right, he's a good guy, he's a bad guy, but you can't evolve it like a Bray Wyatt did with the character he had, with the Fiend and all that stuff. You can't really do that with his character. I mean, and I like it. I think he's actually geared a little more towards the older part of the audience, the old school Batman fans and things like that like these kind of characters. I think that's a little, even the entrance kind of tells you that. So he's kind of geared a little bit more towards my age rather than your age. So I can see why. And I know a lot of people that hate this guy. Fucking Jackie Jones can't stand this man.
That's the funny thing, right? Is like Jack hosts a horror podcast. I watch horror movies all the time in my spare time. It should tell you something if the horror gimmick is not resonating with horror people. Like that's the whole idea. Is like he's supposed to be this like evil character or whatever. He's like demon or rule or some shit. I'm not really sure what exactly he's supposed to be. But like the people that love horror don't like this guy. So like that is a telling sign. Like maybe not universally, but a lot of people.
True. And I think they kind of think. I would assume they sort of think he's making a joke of the whole horror thing.
Could be.
Maybe, or they just don't get him. I mean, I get the whole character. It's like the Joker. Excuse me. It's like the Joker. That's basically who he is. He's just a different kind of Joker. But anyway, speaking of jokes, Smart, let me get to this next story if you're good on that one.
Sure. Yeah, go
ahead. I was talking about Steve Borden and Sting. If you remember, Sting had went back in March when he retired. He had his son Garrett was dressed up as Surfer Sting, and his son Steve was dressed up as Wolfpack Sting. It looks like Steve Jr. has kind of got bit by the wrestling bug and is in training with Darby Allin to become possibly a full-time wrestler. I wanted to get your thoughts on Darby Allin training Steve Borden Jr. before we move on.
I mean, I hate to say it like this, but like I can't really contribute too much of that because I can't speak to the validity of him as a trainer. Like, I mean, he's a good in-ring competitor, but like you never know how that shit's going to turn out because sometimes the best trainers are people who didn't accomplish much of anything in their actual wrestling career. Like, there's a lot of famous. I fucking like Ace Steel trained CM Punk, and it's like Ace Steel really didn't do much anything outside of being the person that trained CM Punk. But he was on the Indies for every day. But I mean, that's the way it works sometimes. Who's the guy that trained Mick Foley? It was like Dominic DeNucci or some shit. Like, I never heard of the guy outside of Foley. You know, and then you have people that are like a little bit more like, you know, they're famous in other circles, like Jose Lothario. People knew of him. But like, you know, your average WWE, WCW person might not have. But he had a bit of a name for himself in terms of like lucha and shit like that. But you know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say how he's going to be as a trainer. But it's cool that, you know, the next generation's getting involved. Sting's son's getting involved.
I mean, listen, if the guy wants to learn how to get hit by a bus correctly, I guess this is the guy to do it. If he wants to learn how to get thrown off of something, if he wants to learn how to climb Mount Everest like a fucking dumb shit, maybe he can teach him that. I personally would be like, Darby, you're cool and all, but I don't want to die in the ring. I'm sorry, dude. I like my life. I have shit to live for. I don't want to die. So why don't you let Jericho train me or somebody else?
Right. Yeah.
The learning tree, perfect for me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hugsy got drunk again. Well, you know what? Cheers to fucking Hugsy. Drink it up, my brother.
Yeah, cheers to Hugsy.
Hugsy can get drunk. I don't mind. I get fucking drunk. I do. I don't care. Let Jinder train him. Oh, Jesus Christ.
The Jinder Mahal School of Wrestling.
God.
I mean, fucking everybody else has a school. Why not?
Bless your heart, NORAM. Bless your heart. And Smart knows what that means in Southern. You don't, probably. Google it. And now, Mark, as far as news, that's all I got, my man. Now,
well, before we transition to, I guess, AEW or whatever, we were talking about like the sons of wrestlers. Have you seen at all any of Kerry Morton, Ricky Morton's son? I believe
I have not.
It's pretty amazing because he teamed. I don't know if that's like the act that they do all the time, but I saw a match that he did GCW, and it was a 6-man with him and the Rock and Roll Express, and it's amazing because he basically comes out and he acts like he's supposed to be the good guy too, like that they're supposed to love him the same way that they love Ricky Morton, but like everyone hates him because he's like an entitled asshole, like the full on like nepo baby gimmick, and it's pretty amazing because like him. Rock and Roll Express are faces, big faces. GCW, everybody loves him, of course, anywhere in the indies. But then, the Son is a massive asshole, like in character. So it's an interesting bit of character work of it's in good contrast because they'll sit there and they'll let him just take a beating before they even try to tag in, just to try to fucking battle learn him. It's good stuff. It's entertaining.
We don't have to get into my love and appreciation for the Rock and Roll Express. Documented many times on this show, but that I probably need to check that out. I'm sure some of it's on YouTube. Now let's take this a little bit further. Smark, you want to now? Usually when there's a pay-per-view, what we do is we go down the pay-per-view and we just kind of talk about Dynamite while we're doing that. Is that how you want to continue our little tradition of doing that?
Sure, that's right.
All right, there we go. So here we go. I had talked a little bit about Dynamite as you were coming on, I didn't want to start doing the predictions and I didn't want to get too far past those stories. So I just talked a little bit about Dynamite while we were talking, or while I was talking. Anyway, let's start off now. This Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay. I was talking about the first match on Dynamite last night, Smark, which was Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong and Trent Beretta. And my exact words just a few minutes ago were, if you wanted to make me care any less about a match, just throw Roderick Strong in the mix.
Okay, fair enough.
I already didn't give a fuck about the match. I already didn't give a fuck about Trent Beretta. Now you throw Roderick in there and it's like, someone fucking kill me. Pull my fingernails out, okay?
I mean, fair enough. I'm not going to fight you on that one because I really don't have a compelling counter argument. That's not necessarily AEW's fault. I will say this about that feud, and I'll say that just in general. They did a way better job of hyping up the matches on the pay-per-view this go around than they did last month. And they tried. If you didn't like the build and you don't like Roderick Strong or whatever, that's entirely fine. They at least tried, because I don't think there's really any match on there that's just well, why the fuck is this on? Everything has some sort of a logical reason as to why it's on a pay-per-view, which sounds like common sense, but is not always. Sometimes it's a novel idea.
Yeah. Well, now we got Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay. This is a singles match for the AEW International Championship. Roderick Strong, the champion now. They just brought Ospreay in. Unless there is some fuckery by the rest of Kingdom, which there probably will be, I'm still picking Will Ospreay because I will not choose that Roderick Strong guy.
Yeah. It seems like, I guess maybe because of injuries or whatever, just that they might not have feel so strongly about that stable as they did before, or as they maybe had intended to push them. So it would not surprise me at all if Ospreay won. So I'm picking Ospreay.
Huh? Who was that a picture of? Was that a picture of Hugsy?
I don't know if I can click on it. I'm having problems.
No, I had to highlight it, right click it, and hit go to the link.
It's going to be a lot harder for me to do using only a touch screen.
Oh my God, you and your fucking technology. I'm sorry, Smark. I was reading and looking at that picture. Did you choose that match? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I apologize.
Yeah, Ospreay.
Okay, we're both choosing Ospreay to go ahead and take that title because let's be honest, Roderick Strong ain't doing dick with it. Toni Storm, she'll be out there with Luther and Mariah May versus Serena Deeb. This is a singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. I still don't see a reason to take the title off of Toni Storm yet. I think she's still great with it. I think she's still money. And Serena Deeb to come back with, after all that time off and just win the title right away just doesn't seem it ain't kosher, brother. You know, it doesn't work for me, man. Doesn't work for me. So I'm definitely saying Tony Storm retains.
Yeah, let me say exactly what you did, but phrase it differently so it doesn't look like I'm ripping off your idea. Basically, yeah, it's not their fault, but they just haven't done enough to build, like you were saying, they haven't done enough to build up Deeb yet as like being somebody who it would make sense to put the belt on. She said she was injured for a little while. She just got back. She won a match or two on Dynamite, but there hasn't been enough time. I don't think you can't just have her win a couple matches on like Collision or Rampage or whatever, and just be like, all right, here's our champion. So yeah, like you said, and again, to echo the sentiment of just there's no real reason to take it off Tony Storm yet. So let the train keep on rolling.
Yeah, I mean, she's been must-see TV, so absolutely. Now we have Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black here. This is for the AEW TNT Championship, which Copeland is the champion right now. This is a barbed wire steel cage match. And Smark, this is on the heels of last night's bloodbath in the middle of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of that? Let's start right there.
It was interesting. I mean, it's a nice little sort of callback to his old days with the Brood and all that. There was, I think it was, I don't remember what the interview was. I think maybe Chris Van Vliet, where they were talking about he wanted to bring Gangrel back, and that was like sort of making the rounds for WrestleMania. He wanted to use him, so that story had gained some traction. So I could see them like playing off of that. And honestly, wouldn't be surprised if maybe you saw him come out with him. Gangrel.
I had the same thought, and for the same reason.
Because the only other alternative is Christian, and you don't want to do that to Christian. Like, I would totally be on board for them like teaming up and just being like asshole heels. Like, that would be fantastic. You bring back like kind of the ENC thing. I'm totally fine with that. But I just don't see current day Christian like doing the Brood. So like maybe you have Gangrel back with them. That'd be interesting. In terms of who wins. I'm probably gonna go Copeland on this one because fucking Malachi won last time at the last pay-per-view. They won that 6 minutes. So
yeah, I'm gonna say Copeland retains on this one also. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I don't see there's no reason. Malachi, they push the guy and then he's gone for 6 fucking weeks. Yeah. Norab agrees with us. Next, we've got Jon Moxley versus Takeshita. This is the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship Eliminator match. Is this fucking Night of Champions or is this fucking anyway? Please, just leave me alone.
It's technically not even a championship match; it's an eliminator. So he has to win this match to get a title shot, which they don't often do on pay-per-view. So that's
If Takeshita wins, he'll receive a future IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match, as Mark just said. So there's not a lot on the line. The belt can't be taken. Why would Takeshita not win this match?
I hate to say it, but exactly. There's really no need to go further into it than that. Like that's just the whole point. Is like they don't normally do eliminators on pay-per-view. So all the more reason to pick Takeshita to win.
Yep, Takeshita wins. Moxie takes a week off after that, and there we go. Yep, that's what I'm with you. Wow, we could just call this the We Agree pay-per-view.
Yeah,
we do a lot, and I think we do pretty well. I think we do pretty well at these. Got Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy. Holy shit, finally just a singles match. Nothing on the fucking line because neither guy is really worth putting a title on. But anyway, let's go ahead. Trent Beretta, Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy wins. I mean, I'm not picking that fucking Trent guy. Who?
I mean, unless they have some fuckery going on, it seems like Orange Cassidy is going to be the obvious choice. So I'm going to go Trent, I guess. I'm going to go Trent because I think they got something. I think they got something going on. Like, unless they just have like Orange Cassidy beat him and then that's it. Like they mentioned that Chuck Taylor isn't going to wrestle anymore. There was no like that. Maybe that's a storyline. Maybe it isn't. Who knows? So I could see Chuck Taylor getting involved, helping Trent out, and then them explaining why later.
Wow. Norab disagrees with us on the Takeshita match and disagrees with me on this match. You've got Beretta. He does too.
I just don't.
I just don't see why Moxley would win this match when there's really just another match on the line. It it it's actually it's a little bit of a lazy way, but it continues the storyline. You don't have to work in another match somehow. It's already weaved in. I mean, it like I said, it's a bit lazy, but it gets you from point A to point B. Actually, it gets you from point A to point C, and you're just kind of you're just stopping to pick something up from B.
Right.
B's got that shit for the rest of the ride. You know what I'm talking about. That good stuff.
Oh, he has the good stuff. All the snacks, got the drinks, you got a fucking little bit of monster going on to get you through the next couple hours, miles.
That's right. He's got the snacks because you're gonna need them for them munchies. Best friends turn on orange. How many more times can the best friends turn on orange?
And actually, I think he's echoing my sentiment. So he's a smart man. He's big because his best friends would be Chuck Taylor also getting involved in the training on Orange Cassidy, which is what I think is going to happen.
No, Meltzer said it was true.
Did he?
Meltzer said he was really hurt and couldn't wrestle anymore. Meltzer said it.
How many more times can they do it? He says forever. That's how long they get. Forever. Fucking Terry Funk. Channeling Terry Funk. Forever. I'd like to see that. I like the idea of Meltzer just like dressed up like a nurse, just fucking in the back of AEW trainer's room, just like taking a look at all the wrestlers so he can get.
He's got his mask on. No one can tell it's him. Of course, you can still tell it's him from that fucking. He's got Royd back.
He's got a pile of fucking newspapers stacked up in the fucking room.
He's got a fucking Wrestling Observer newsletter in his back pocket. Dave, no, not again.
You can always tell that it's him because he just has like fucking Brian Alvarez's head just chemically or surgically lodged up there.
Look, guys, you caught me. Caught handed as they say, red-handed. Yeah, caught. What? Yes, my little girl. Can I what? Can you ask mommy, please? Daddy's sort of in the middle of something.
Hi.
Indeed. I love it.
Go ahead. Go ask mommy. Go. Go. She is the biggest camera ham that you have ever fucking seen.
Norm says one of these guys should come out to Headstrong by Trap. I like the idea of just like somebody that being somebody's gimmick is if they're just like a like fucking like 2000s like alt person.
Well, Kingdom sang that Trap song. They did the rendition of Neck Strong, not Headstrong.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
That's right. I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I'm sorry. Your mic cut out. I thought you were done speaking. I apologize.
No worries. I'll get a little bit closer. Yeah, I like that idea. You get somebody with like a fucking like some Genco jeans, like straight out of Jeff Hardy land. You have him. You have the fucking Genco jeans. You have like a skateboard. You're just like perpetually playing Tony Hawk while cutting promos. Be a whole thing.
Oh, jeez.
Just fucking drinking a Pepsi Blue.
Oh God. They make those.
Not anymore. So I mean, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. But Tony Khan's rich. He's got connections. He can make it happen.
Man, remember Pepsi Clear?
Yeah, they brought that back. They didn't bring back Pepsi Blue though. Those motherfuckers.
They brought back the clear Pepsi, really?
Yeah, they did. About 2020, maybe 2019, somewhere around there.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I don't even walk down the soda aisle, dude. I'll tell you the truth. I go grocery shopping like once a year. My wife just brings home stuff. I just tell her what to grab and she does it, which is dangerous because my wife at any store is fucking dangerous. But anyway, all right.
See, now Norep's really cooking because he's saying that the Headstrong should go to Swerve. Should take away Swerve's theme. You give him Headstrong. I don't know how he feels about Swerve having the like 2000s kid gimmick where he comes out with the Genco jeans and Tony Hawk and Pepsi Blue. But that'd be a very interesting choice for Swerve.
No. Swerve's music is over. Nana's dance is over. Don't do that to him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it.
How could you bring that up without sounding like an asshole? Because he does his own theme song. It's like it's him, it's his song. And it's like an
Yeah.
actual song too. It's not even like Shawn Michaels singing Sexy Boy. Like it's an actual song that Swerve put out as a musician. So it'd be funny to be like telling Chris Jericho to stop using Fosse because we don't like it. Like, yeah, you know what? This song sucks shit. Can you pick a new one? How about some Headstory? How do you feel about Hoobastank, Swerve?
Who was that? Dude, Weezer's got a good song out right now. You want to try Weezer? Oh God. Oh God. Ow.
The Nana dance to fucking Weezer. That'd be the most amazing.
I feel like something is biting my toe right now. Give me a sec here. Dropping off my shoe.
I feel like if anybody from the band Weezer saw anybody that looked even remotely like Swerve, they're just automatically hitting the locked door button on their car, which is, by the way, a fucking Mini Cooper.
Prius. It's probably a Prius.
Yeah, it's Prius. True.
Oh, I don't know what that was, dude. It felt like something was biting the top of my toe, my big toe.
Nora just fucking straight lobbying for it. Strong by Trap because the AEW team could come out of that Swerve. So the point is that somebody in AEW needs to come out the Headstrong by Swerve, or
Dude, I mean,
the Swerve version, the cover song, Swerve covering Headstrong by Trap.
I mean, I like the song, but wow. Good God, let's move on, bro.
He bought the record company. I feel like this is like insider trading type shit. He's really lobbying hard. Really lobbying hard for Headstrong.
He bought the rights to the song.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Fucking. Oh man, it's fucking trash. There's probably there's got to be somewhere in like some fucking county fair or something where it's like one of those like festivals or like where it's just like a bunch of fucking unpopular acts from the mid 2000s. You got like fucking Swerve or not. Yeah, I keep wanting to say Swerve. You got Trap. You got fucking Chevelle. You got just a whole bunch of fucking Finger 11s out there.
Dude, they're all touring right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like the Monsters of Mediocre or something. You just bring out a bunch of
fucking 90s are making a comeback, bro.
I told you it would happen. You can only use 80s nostalgia for so long. You got to fucking jump a decade.
Fucking Creed's getting back together. Fucking Limp Bizkit's back on top.
Ooh, back on top.
We're fucking us Gen X is fucking back, bitches.
Man, I would actually see a fucking concert with it's like fucking Limp Bizkit and Creed. Especially if you get like Fred Durst singing like fucking "Can You Take Me Higher?" You got fucking Scott Stapp coming out in his like fucking tight leather jeans and a fucking backwards red hat.
Oh God!
Can you give me nookie?
He basically said he's not going to be a douche this time.
Fred Durst or fucking Scott Stapp?
Scott Stapp, not Fred Durst. Is just a douche. We're okay.
I won't be a douche this time. For a while, I like after Limp Bizkit, the Limp Bizkit money dried up. I became my alter ego, Guy Fieri, and I took the culinary world, and now I'm back.
I don't know, man. Look, man. They've both gotten a little older, so hopefully both of them won't be douches this time.
Mm-hmm.
Fred Durst admits he was fucking young. He was fucking felt like he was on top of the world, and it got to him a little bit.
I think they did him a favor too, because like those like we were talking about the Woodstock documentaries, and there's a lot of like Woodstock documentaries where like they blamed Fred Durst, or like they definitely blamed Fred Durst at the time. So like he got bashed so much that like I think most logical people were like, this is kind of bullshit. Like this man's music did not cause riots. Fucking selling like $10 water bottles in like fucking 2000 or 1999 is what caused these riots. They're charging modern day prices for water in 1999.
Well, I mean, listen, first he was riding the pieces of plywood that they were ripping off of the little scaffolding there.
Mhm.
And he did say a few things. He basically told the crowd to go break some shit, tear some shit up, go crazy. When this beat kicks in, y'all are gonna tear some shit up, get all that emotion, that rage, get it out, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, man. It was the 90s, bro. I lived that shit. That
Mhm.
crowd, any crowd would have broke that fucking place apart.
To some degree, but like at the same time, like nobody blamed the fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they told them specifically like things are getting tense right now. Maybe like if you could try to help us, we could try to calm people down a little bit. And then like immediately afterwards, they came out and played Fire by Jimi Hendrix. So like if you want to talk about encouraging people that cause riots, it's like that's more so that than just fucking Fred Durst saying the same shit he always said at any Bizkit concert. Just get all the anger out of you. It's like, well, he probably wasn't thinking.
Didn't the Red Hot Chili Peppers also come out with only socks on?
Was that Woodstock?
Was
It might
that
have
the
been.
show? Was that the Socks on the Cock show?
Socks on the Cock. Let me look it up. I think it was at Woodstock, but I don't remember if that was that particular show.
Don't type in Socks on the Cocks. Okay. Unless you're in incognito.
I'll put on a fake mustache for when I type it into the DuckDuckGo.
I forgot you're a DuckDuckGo guy, so you're not as bad.
No, I just typed in Red Hot Chili Peppers Woodstock '99. No, I don't think Flea had anything on, but Anthony Kiedis has like a little like fucking schoolboy outfit for some reason. And then the other guys is sort of there wearing a fucking red polo shirt.
You're making me want to watch Point Break. Anthony Kiedis was in that movie.
Well, there you go.
He was supposed to be in it longer, but he was being a dick, and they just didn't put him in it anymore. They cut his part by a lot. He was supposed to be in the movie a lot longer. Okay. Chris Jericho versus Hook versus Shibata. 3-way FTW rules for the FTW championship. If you ask me, this is where Hook gets this title back. I'm sticking with it.
Going Jericho. Don't know how, don't know why. Maybe Shibata's involved. I think that they're going to keep running with this learning curve thing. He's doing a good job with it too, because he's maximum level annoying, but in a fun way.
I could see Big Bill getting involved. I could also even see Shibata turning on Hook and Jericho, pretending he paid him or something like that. That could be something. But
I mean, Jericho gets a real boner for stables, and they love stables involving Jericho. So I wouldn't even be surprised if we just like had him and Shibata do shit
together. Yeah, but I see Hook getting this title back. So
could be.
So, all right. Here, I'm gonna give you the next match real quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get my daughter out of here. The Bang Bang Gang, Jay White and the Guns, versus Death Triangle. With Death Triangle actually made a return last night. So give me a sec, Mark. I'll be right back.
Yes, fair enough. And here we go. You're going to leave me with one that there's not a terrible lot of meat on the bone. You're expecting me to go like a 20-minute soliloquy talking about Jay White. Boy, is that going to be a challenge. The Pac promo was kind of funny from like last night because he just kept going, "You want to be hard? You hard?" I don't know why I made him Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I can't do a fucking Welsh accent. But he said hard about 8 times in the promo, and the fucking inner child in me was just smirking all the way through. It was cool to see Death Triangle back, though, because I know Pentagon Phoenix had been out with an injury for a while. I like watching him wrestle, so it's cool that he's back. It's cool that they're back as a trio because there's still a lot for them to do. I think they had the trios belt for a minute, but it's just nice seeing all of them back together. It's nice to see fucking Pentagon have something to do for a minute. That being said, probably Bang Bang Gang, Bullet Club Gold winning because they just won the belt like last pay-per-view on the pre-show, but it was on the pre-show and they're not doing much with them. So anything's possible, but I'm going to have them retain it. Fucking bring back Juice Robinson already if he's not injured. Fucking tired of not seeing that guy. He's the best part of that match.
He'll be out for a while longer. I think he was pretty injured. Now I'm looking at this and, I got to tell you, man, I don't see where the Bang Bang Gang is doing shit with this title. They've got Death Triangle back together. I'd put the belts back on Death Triangle and let them fucking run roughshod around this fucking place one more fucking time. That's personally what I would do. I'm saying Death Triangle.
Would not hurt my feelings. I just don't see it happening though. But I like them as a trio, as a group. I like all three members.
All right. We'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. Thanks for letting me take that minute. Next match, we got Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné. This is her first match out there. Finally, thank God. It's for the AEW TBS Championship. You know, with the money they put into Mercedes, rumored amount of money they put into Mercedes, would it not be stupid to not have her win this title on her first outing?
It's so hard to read this one because you're absolutely right. But at the same time, it also seems like they don't want to have Willow lose. Because like unless they have something cooked up where it seems like this whole feud is built on the idea of like nobody takes Willow seriously. Like there's the idea that Willow only beat Mercedes because she was injured. Like in storyline wise, that's exactly why it happened in real life. But like in storyline wise, there's this whole idea, the whole feud has been built on Willow not being at the level of Mercedes. And then it's like, if she just like straight up eats a clean loss, it's just like, well, everybody was right. So time to move on. Like to fucking Collision, you go. Have fun in Ring of Honor, Willow. But they're going to have to do something. I don't know what they have cooked up, but like you said, I can't, I don't think they want Willow to lose, but I can't in good faith predict that Willow is going to win. So it is Mercedes.
I think it's who you got to go with. I mean, listen, if we're wrong. It's not like we're fucking, betting money on this or anything. But I mean, I don't know. I just with the way they brought her in, the way they've been presenting her, and I'll tell you, if those fucking shitty promos, and I'm sorry, I'm hearing people try to fucking defend these shitty promos. You know what? Stop. Well, this is the promo she cuts. This is how she cuts a promo. Ew. Stop. I don't need her little weird head bob going on every time she fucking says something. Enough. No. To me, there's no defending these awful fucking promos she's been cutting. But yeah, that's basically the way it's going to go. So, all right, Smark, it is time for Anarchy in the Arena. The Elite. That's right. It's Okada, Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks, both Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, versus Team AEW, Bryan Danielson, Darby Allin, and FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood. We can obviously knock this down to just either the Elite or AEW teams. And let's see. This is another fucking tough one, but I mean, you just had Perry come back. He's on this and you just had Bryan Danielson put out this tweet on how he has no feeling in his arms, and if he can only, which I believe is a complete work. I'm going the Elite. I'm going to go the Elite. I think they need they if they're bringing Perry back the way they did, they need this win, and I'm going team the Elite.
I'm going to agree with you on that too. I think the Elite's going to win this, and also I would have believed that Danielson had problems with like his arms and shit. Maybe it's possible, but I don't think it's as bad as he's letting on, because I don't think if somebody only had a couple of matches left that you would put them in there and fucking Satin Singh of all people.
No shit. Yeah, that was interesting to say the least, that match.
And like everybody was like, you're not seeing the point. The idea is you're supposed to overcome this like big, strong, tough guy, and it's like, no, you're not seeing the point. He fucking sucks. It's like, A, he sucks shit. He's not a good wrestler. And B, he doesn't win anything. And he's not on TV, so he's not a threat. It's not like he's like, okay, you could say Wardlow's a threat, sort of, or Hobbs. You put him in there with Danielson against those guys, it's like, all right, fair enough. And he doesn't even have a presence about him like Archer does, because like Archer doesn't really win much of anything at all these days either, but he at least portrays a level of menace that Singh does not. Singh just seems like kind of like Khalid, that his fucking knees are going to explode at any minute.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He's got that Kali going on.
Just fucking slow lumbering.
Shit. Well, that brings us to the final match, the main event, folks, if you will. Swerve Strickland. Hi, Christopher Kane. What's going on, my man? Thanks for stopping by. Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage. This is a singles match for the AEW World Championship, and I think there is absolutely no way on God's green earth that they take the title off of Swerve. I don't care if it's by hook or by crook. It is not happening. If it does happen, oh, good Lord, the backlash will be fucking unmerciful on Mr. Khan. So I'm saying Swerve.
I'm saying Swerve too, but NORAD poses an interesting, kind of like inspired an interesting question for me because he says that Satnam is worse than Kali. He might be right, but like you don't see that argument. Like people don't like to argue about that online or like like make YouTube videos of like you have people like who's the best wrestler? Is it Danielson? Is it Okada? Ospreay? Is it so and so? And it's like nobody's ever like who sucks more? Is it Kali? Is it fucking Satnam Singh? Almas? Like who's the most dog shit of dog shit?
Jinder. Oh, sorry, Norab. That was that. I'm sorry. That was a bad shot. That was. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry.
Jinder's not that bad. I mean, he's no Trench, but who could be Trench?
God. Nobody's a Trench.
I want to start like this is like okay, since fucking Control Your Narrative stole my idea of like just a roster full of wrestlers that got quote unquote canceled. I want to start a promotion where it's just like the entire roster is just fucking dog shit at wrestling. So you get Trench, you get fucking Parker Bordeaux or whatever the fake Brock Lesnar guy. You get fucking they fired Gable Steves, and I don't know if he's a good wrestler or not. He got in trouble, I guess. So they fired him.
Well, he's an amateur wrestler. He's an Olympic amateur wrestler, so I would say he's pretty good.
So yeah, he's going to be the only like good one in there, but you just get a bunch of wrestlers that just absolutely suck shit. Who else? The guy who like got canceled but also wasn't a good wrestler that I always confuse Jimmy Lloyd with Jimmy Havoc. There we go. If I can get him in there, give him a second chance.
Get
all kinds of
get Low Key, get that other fucking little guy, Austin Aries, get him in there.
What's he? No. We gotta draw it back because I'm saying not wrestlers that are like controversial, just wrestlers that fucking
what?
Suck. So like Low Key is good, but he's just annoying.
He's an asshole.
He's an absolute asshole.
All right, fine. Bring in Leo Rush, who's back again.
Who else is there?
Good God, just fucking retire already. Just fucking retire.
But anyway, Christian is the AJ Styles of AEW. That's an interesting comparison.
That is kind of. Now we did mention that Darby Allin did come out last night with a flamethrower, so that is how he replaced the Eddie Kingston. Trench is 32. He has time to be a big star. Does he though?
Just like Zion Quinn. I mean, it's possible.
Does he?
I mean, I've seen Stranger Things. Like after like 15 years, Mark Henry became good at cutting promos. But he was a decent wrestler, but he just like magically became good at promos for like 2 or 3 years at the end of his run. So like strange shit happens sometimes.
But I see where he's going with the Christian is the AJ Styles of AEW. If this is where he was going, is when AJ Styles was in TNA, he was not good at cutting promos. He floundered around a little bit to a few indies, but he ended up in New Japan, where he seemed to excel and start getting how to really cut a promo. And when he was, grabbed up by WWE, he was coming in and cutting great promos in WWE. Christian wasn't a guy known for cutting great promos. Now he's over in AEW, and his fucking promos and everything he's doing is fucking must-see television. If that is where the comparison he was going with, I completely understand and I get it.
Or maybe just even like that he's sort of the MVP. of like he doesn't even really need to win the title, but he always has like a good segment that gets people talking or it's entertaining. AJ was more so of like a good wrestler than a good promo, but just and he got better, but just the idea of just like one of those sort of glue guys, I would say, because like we talked about last week, Christian's been doing a better job than Copeland's been doing for AEW at the very least, and Copeland's not even doing a bad job. He's had some good matches. Like that match against Suzuki was good, but just Christian, like week in, week out, has a fucking great segment. It took him a while, like we were talking about. That he did not come in. He was not well received when he came in, but he got everybody back on the right page.
Yeah. So I think we finished the AEW talk, which means I guess we can get into. You want to talk a little bit? King in the Ring is actually only 5 matches.
Mm-hmm.
2 of the matches will both be decided tomorrow night. So really, we can guess on the 3 matches that are in here. Oh, and I'm assuming on the pre-show for whatchamacallit, Double or Nothing, shouldn't there be a casino something, or is that all in? They do the casino battle royal for it.
They will probably announce that at some point. I don't think they haven't announced yet. I could check the Wikipedia real quick to see if that changed, but as far as I know, they haven't announced anything like that yet. But they have a tendency to just throw that on at the last minute.
All right. Well, here's what we got. Tomorrow night, like I said, there's going to be 2 matches to determine who goes into. You know what, Smark? We can have a little fun with this. To determine who is going to go in. Randy Orton and Tama Tonga have a match tomorrow night to decide who is going up against Gunther in the King of the Ring tournament, which will be decided over in Saudi Arabia. So what? Oh, we're back.
There we go. Okay, good.
There's Smart. Most of this episode has been Smart looking like the neighbor from Tool Time. Wilson. Yeah.
That's right.
I didn't catch it till now.
Okay, that makes sense. Chris McCain's basically saying that in the contender role that he's a credible first opponent for a new champion.
Okay, yeah. No one that
AJ wrestled Cody after WrestleMania, and then you got Christian wrestling Swerve after he won the title. So it makes sense.
Yes, it does. All right, so we have Orton and Tama Tonga, which is the match that's going to be tomorrow night. I'm going to assume Randy Orton's going to win that one, and it's going to be Randy against Gunther for the King of the Ring in Saudi.
I would say that as well, yes, Randy versus Gunther.
Okay. And you've got Nia Jax versus Bianca Belair. Also, tomorrow night, one of them will be going against Laya Valkyria.
Bianca?
I would say Bianca. On that one, too. So there you go. See, we did kind of pick. And so if we have, all right, so we've got Randy Orton. We think Randy Orton versus Gunther. King of the Ring. I would think if you did that match, I would think Gunther would take that match. And I think on the women's side, does Bianca need the Queen of the Ring? Sure. Bianca Belair.
Yep. I'm just going to agree with you on both of those again.
Okay. All right. Now we've got a singles match for the WWE Women's World Championship. That is Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. Becky Lynch is the current champion. Lynch retains. It's Saudi.
What's the bearing on that one?
No reason to change the title over there.
Yeah, but I mean, it feeds into their propaganda machine. They want to make those shows feel like they're real and important. They actually matter. So I could see a title change happening. Everybody wants Liv to win anyway. So I'm going to go with it.
Well, all right. So you're going to go with Liv, okay? I would like to see that. That'd be great. We've got the triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. We've got Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. Sami Zayn, current champion. You know, they'd be smart to drop it over and give it to Gable. He's pretty over with the crowd right now. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I think this is the title that you change right here. Chad Gable.
I don't think so. I think Sammy's going to retain. I think he's just with the belt. And you want to make he beat
fine.
Gunther anyways.
Fine. Fuck you.
It bees that way sometimes.
No, all right. So Sammy retains. I say Gable. I think it'd be good. He's over with the crowd. Things he's been doing is great. Feel good moment over in Saudi. Because this title ain't changing hands. Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes is keeping that. So it's like, if you're gonna change a title, I think the Intercontinental is the one to change. It is Intercontinental after all. Why wouldn't you change it in another country or continent? Singles match. There you go. Cody Rhodes is not losing. Logan Paul is not walking away with that title.
Look, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Every time we're going to do one of these prediction things where Cody's champion, I'm just going to keep picking against Cody until it actually happens. So let's start that right now. I'm going with Logan Paul. I don't actually believe that, but I want that. Let's do
that. You're like me. Fucking Roderick Strong be in the ring against Hornswoggle, and I'm picking Hornswoggle.
He really is. He's actually my Roderick Strong in a lot of
ways. Norab says Cody wins. Brock comes back on this show. You ain't getting Brock on a plane to go to Saudi. I say I call Bravo Sierra on that one. Brock ain't getting on a plane and going over to Saudi Arabia. He can't hunt in the desert. Are you fucking nuts?
Not at all. That's not happening.
No. If they were going to Alaska, he'd be all in that shit, bro. But he's not. Why don't they go to Alaska? It's a good question.
That would actually be a pretty metal way to end the show, though, if they have like Brock Lesnar like behead somebody.
Oh Jesus! That's the second time tonight, Smart. Are you in a bad mood? I mean, I
like what I like, but don't kink shame me, all right?
You like beheading videos? What's going on here, Smart? Are you okay? Smart, we need to talk about something.
Does that mean the consular in HR?
You got something on your mind, Smart? We need to talk. I mean, listen, it's just me and you here. Just me and you. No one else.
We're among friends. No,
you are. You're among friends, Smart. We're family. Family.
People got murdered all the time in Lucha Underground, and everybody loved it. By everybody, I mean me.
Shit, Wilson. What are we gonna do with you?
They had human sacrifices on that show, and it was fucking awesome.
I had no problem with it on Lucha Underground. It was a different kind of show. The Saudis pay for Brock. I don't care I don't think Brock would go over there for fucking $8 million, $10 million, $20 million. I think he would go, no, I'm happy at home. Plus, I already have bazillions of dollars in the bank. Plus, I can fuck Sable here. I mean, that'd be my excuse. I'm sorry. If I had Brock's money and that fucking wife, fuck you. I'm not going to fucking Saudi Arabia.
I mean, yeah, you got a point.
Shit. Hell no. Guy doesn't even fucking buy food. He just fucking kills it and grows it. Talk about fucking saving your money. That's why y'all all should learn to fucking hunt. You never know. One day it might come down to that.
Well, I don't think you can necessarily learn how to hunt like Brock Lesnar. He doesn't use guns. He just like sneaks up on whatever he wants to eat that particular day and just fucking snaps their neck.
He just stands in front of him and goes, "Hurr!" Does this little jump deal. Okay. And they just fucking run. And he
I mean, you
chases.
remember that SummerSlam commercial? That man had 5 the shark.
I did. He did. I think yeah. I think that was that was real, right?
It wasn't supposed to be, but it ended up being. They had a prop shark like off to the side. That was a real shark.
Oh, he Goldberged it. I don't need no pipe. I don't need no fake shark. Didn't work out so well for Goldberg. Didn't work
if
out.
I can bring him on, do the remake of Jaws, that'd be like a 20-minute movie.
Oh, please. Don't remake Jaws. Oh, God, no.
Jaws 6 starring practice.
I think there is 6 of them already.
Fuck it.
Is there? Hold on. Smart. I know how to do this. My drive is still plugged in again today because I was dropping movies on here. Easy.
I do like how that's what you decide to do research.
Jaws. There's only 5. You would have been right. There's only 5. Actually, there's 4. But in 1995, there was something called Cruel Jaws, which is supposed to be like an offshoot, but it's still part of the franchise.
An offshoot of like Cruel Intentions. Somebody's trying to fuck a shark.
Well, it's the shark, family that,
Mm-hmm.
The shark sister's trying to fuck her shark brother.
Ooh, Shark Tale too.
And I don't know. Honestly, I haven't seen it.
No one's seen it.
I've seen all the Jaws movies. I've seen every fucking one of them, but I have not watched that. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting pretty deep into my Bruce Willis collection. So, I stopped, but I've still got a few left. But boy, I'll tell you, some of these movies are pretty interesting, to say the least.
Christopher King coming out with the knowledge. He says no, it's a ripoff movie made in Italy. The Cruel Intentions Jaws film, shark movie.
Oh, was it?
Apparently.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to take it out of my Jaws folder then. And I'm going to drop it into my shark movie folder, which I have. Let's see. I do have a lot of shark movies for some reason. I like shark movies. Don't like sharks, but like shark movies. I have 47 Meters Down, which is all about sharks. Deep Blue Sea, all about sharks. I have a couple more in here.
Samuel Jackson.
I got my Smart. I got my Joe Dirt collection. Did you know they made a Joe Dirt too?
I was gonna say if there's more than 2. Yes, I actually do know that they made a fucking Joe Dirt too.
Did you know they made one in 2015?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's like fucking subtitled "Beautiful Loser." I think it is.
I think that's right. That is what it's called. Yeah,
or not subtitled, but whatever the fuck it is, the alternate title or whatever.
Yeah. There's a reason I didn't correct you. Mm-hmm. I got what you were saying. And I even like giant alligator movies, crocodiles, Lake Placid movies. I got those. I don't know, man. I just, like I showed you last week, I have a weird infatuation with movies. The Reef, I believe that's all about sharks. Mm-hmm. So there's a good one there. But yeah, I know I've got some more shark movies in here. I just don't know where they are. I don't know where I would have put them, but I know I've got a few more. I'm sure there's a movie somewhere where Dwayne Johnson is beating up a shark and it's in that folder.
He does it fucking spits out his hand, pulls it back, and gives him that last punch.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know, man. I'm shit. I guess I don't have anything. Do you have anything else? I don't. And I said, fuck it. I'm taking tomorrow off because everybody seems to be either leaving early or closed because we got Memorial Day coming up Monday.
We do, yes.
I hope everyone has a long weekend. I think I'm going to go grab my dad's truck. I finally get my boat back. I've had this boat's been paid off for like 5 years now. My nephew got it running finally. I've got my boat back. The only thing I don't have, because I had to slim down, is I don't have a vehicle to tow it with.
Oh, no.
Now, my wife's got a little 6-cylinder. My boat's aluminum. I believe it will tow it.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about pulling it out of the ramp. Easy, Smart. When you pull out of the ramp,
Mm-hmm.
there,
Go on.
your tires get a little wet. You tend to slip and slide.
Indeed, you do. Yes.
I've actually seen cars go straight back into the ramp, the water, while trying to get out of the ramp when people don't have cars strong enough to pull out of the ramp way.
Okay. Go on.
Congratulations to Sarah Logan, by the way, pregnant. Attaboy. Attaboy. Everyone was bitching. Where's Sarah Logan? Fucking WWE can't use Sarah Logan. She's pregnant. Oh, good. Congratulations, Sarah Logan. Way to go. Good. Way to go, Triple H. You're not using her pregnant. Yeah. In other words, he knew what you did. Yeah. Way to go. But yeah. So happy Memorial Day out there, folks. Good barbecue weekend, obviously. Good barbecue day. I know a lot of people are going to be barbecuing, so enjoy and be careful. Smart. If you have nothing else, you let them. Are you guys still? You guys still got a week or two left, right?
Yeah, I got probably about 2 to 3 weeks. Totally
tell them about tits.
That's right. Mondays 8:30. Totally inappropriate team squads. We got the NHL playoffs. We'll probably talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs. There's always some NFL shit that's going on down. So go ahead and check us out. Give us a follow. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Do what you need to do.
There you go, folks. Always check out them tits. Mm-hmm. You know, folks, once you've seen one pair, you just want to see them all.
That's it.
So once you've heard one episode, you're going to want to hear them all. So check that out. Also, folks, it looks like I've mentioned my Facebook was hacked a while ago. I haven't done anything about it or been able to get anything done about it. And it looks like the Wrestling Outlet page has been deleted by whoever has my Facebook page. I will get another one going. I do have another Facebook. I will start all that I'll tell you the truth, man. I just don't even want to fucking deal with it. I will probably have to delete the Hollywood Hangout page. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll probably have to redo that page also. So if you are friends with me on Facebook, in the next few days, I will be resending friend requests and redoing Facebook completely and getting the page going again. You know, I mean, really, it's not that huge of a deal. I'm pretty upset about it, but I do want to redo the page, or I might even start a group. It's harder to get a group knocked down, but I might do that, and we'll see what happens, though, folks. But yeah, so there you go. Everyone, be safe on Memorial Day. Always a lot of cops out there, folks. Don't be drinking and driving. Stay safe. And we will be back here, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time next week. Catch us on Mixler, wrestlingoutlet.mixler.com, or YouTube, which Mark is over there taking care of for us. And you can get us right there. I believe it's youtube.com/wrestlingoutletpod. And I believe that's what it is. So check us out over there. And there you go, folks. On that note, see you later.
Adios.
Bye-bye.